In light of low attendance at annual town meetings, please share your thoughts on the usefulness and efficiency of the annual town meeting in passing or defeating the yearly budget.
One of the things that I think that we need to consider is charter revision. Our form of government is the town meeting, and when we were a bunch of farmers getting together to discuss what we did with our town, it was very efficient.
Maybe we need to continue that, but I think that the Board of Selectmen needs to consider having charter revision and have a group of people actually look at what our form of government is. So that's one aspect of, is this still the right form of government for our town to be most efficient? And in terms of voter turnout, we currently have something that requires that we have a 15% threshold of people coming to vote on our budget, or the budget automatically passes, even if it's voted down. And that's happened recently, where it was voted down, but we didn't hit the 15% threshold, so the budget was passed. So we need to do more to engage our community. So they want to come out. They want to take a look at the four of us and decide which one of us they want sitting in those two chairs. We need to have people who complain about their high taxes, but then they don't vote on the budget. We need to engage the community, because it's the citizens who are ultimately going to decide what we do. And they need to be involved with everything, including the Plan of Conservation and Development meetings that are coming up about what vision they have for the town.
Thank you. Mr. Cole.
You know, we all work. We all have lives. We all have responsibilities. But, you know, that's not an excuse. You know, we all need to be engaged in our community and come out and vote and participate. Otherwise, you know, your voice isn't going to be heard. And I think, I'm in favor of the form of town government that we have. I think it works. I think we just have to tweak it a little. The annual town meeting allows everyone to come out, participate, speak, for or against the proposals that are being voted on. We need to encourage people to get more involved. We all have other obligations, but, people need to make individual decisions, to participate and be heard. One of the things, we spoke about was charter revision. And, I'd be in favor of looking at, whether to repeal the rule that we have in place that provides that the budget automatically passes if, less than 15% of the voters come out. I think if we got rid of that rule, it would give people more of a motivation to come out and vote.
Thank you. Ms. Bufano.
I agree with Josh on looking at the possibility of reopening up the charter and tweaking some of the rules. But to date, I just want to say that there's been great strides made in advertising the town meeting, the calls that came through, and I think our administration has put forth an effort to get more people involved at this point. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Alper.
Yeah, to the point.
No. But you could rebut.
That's true. 30.
So I do want to compliment Lynn and the Board of Selectmen. They have done a terrific job of letting the voters know when the budget vote is, and to come out and get them out. I'm of a different mind, however, because I don't necessarily believe low voter turnout is necessarily a bad thing. It's what people want. They make a decision. It's called freedom of choice, freedom of expression. I'm a big proponent of liberty. And if they don't want to come out, I missed a vote or two. I had things that were more important to me at that time. I was the town committee chairman, and I missed a vote. And so I believe in this form of government. It is the most intimate form of government. We have a say in our budget by our vote, not through representation, but by our hand. It is the most intimate form of government. And I couldn't imagine getting rid of it. We just opened the charter a decade ago, give or take an ish, and good people of this town looked at this issue every which way you can imagine, and it wasn't a problem. I'm loath to believe that we are so significantly different as a community 10 years later that we need to think about reopening it again because something's broken. I don't think it's broken. People have more important things to do. Low voter turnout is a problem for politicians, not for citizens.
Thank you. We have time for rebuttal now. Ms. McFadden.
I believe that citizens, as part of their civic duty, need to vote. I'm a merit badge counselor for the Boy Scouts, and I teach civic responsibility, and that's one of the things I teach to the Boy Scouts is the responsibility as a citizen to vote.
Thank you. Let's see, Mr. Cole?
You know, again, it's you know, I agree that, you know, we've done, you know, a lot in the last few years to try and encourage voter turnout. And, you know, again, at the end, it's a personal decision. You know, each person has to make as to how involved they want to be in town. And, you know, if people don't participate and vote, you know, things don't change. So, you know, it's up to each person to determine what's important to them. And, you know, if you're not going to raise your voice and be heard, then you can't complain about, you know, how things are. So.
Ms.
Yes,
Buffano?
all good points. One of my observations is that municipal government, you're closest to the people. And as a resident of the town, I too feel it's your civic duty to come out and vote and let your voice be heard. Also echoing what Josh said, that you know, if you don't like it, you have to come out and help us fix it.
All right. Now you can rebut.
The only thing that I would like to say, and I'm not going to reiterate what I already said, is that I was somewhat taken aback by some of the language right now. Citizens should vote. They need to vote. They should vote. But it's their choice. They get to make that decision. They need to vote. That's too heavy-handed for me. I like my liberty. If I have to do something that I think is more important, I should be allowed to do that without threat of losing that vote.
Thank you.